Presenting to you Let's Talk the Design Edit Season 3, powered by Elite Building Materials, the exclusive distributor of Tabu Italian Veneers in India. Introducing a mentor, co-founder, and the principal of collaborative architecture, Lalita Tharani. She has the practice along with Mujib Ahmed, headquartered in Mumbai with a design center in Calicut, South India. The duo have been successful in propelling the studio to the forefront of the new Asian avant-garde architecture and design. Let's get to know more about Lalita and the work culture. Let's talk.
Hello and welcome to Let's Talk. This session is being powered by Elite Building Materials. Elite is the sole distributor of Tabu Veneers in India. Today we have with us Lalita Tharani, who is a gorgeous architect and the founder at Collaborative Architecture.
Co-founder.
Hi Lalita, welcome.
Hi Ritika, thank you so much.
So Lalita, you have over 25-30 years of experience in the industry, and I would describe you as an inspiration to all the young architects.
Okay, don't put me on the list, please.
But if you had to describe yourself in 3 words, what would that be?
I would say simple. Maybe I don't look right now, but but yeah, simple. I would say a taskmaster.
Okay, you get things done.
Yes, a taskmaster. And Mujib would probably describe me as very difficult.
Oh, that's every man's
story.
Maybe
that's what.
And you know, your studio name is Collaborative Architecture, and our future is all about collaboration.
That's
but
right.
When you started out, how did you come up with that name?
Oh, well, that's actually a very long story, but to put it in short, Mujib and I, when we kind of were novices, we just started both our practices, which were individual practices. We both ended up winning a couple of national awards for our very initial projects, and you know, in the very beginning there was this IAB had put in a kind of a if you know the Asian Color Next, that was the very first Asian Color Next happening with IAB. So IAB had called all the Triple ID winners for a presentation, you know, and then of course to decide the color next and things like that. So so I was called for the presentation, and I was like, okay, what do I present? Because I precisely have one project, so what do I really go and present? And Mujib was visiting Bombay at that point of time, and since, you know, we were friends and he had asked some help, so he was just there, and I mentioned this problem to him. He said, okay, I have a couple of projects, you have one project, so let's put it all together. If you don't mind, we can present all of it together.
Oh.
So we named that presentation as Collaborative Architecture at that point of time, because we were talking about collaborating with each other in work and things like that. So we just happened to put it, and the way we put the the title of the presentation was Collaborative Architecture, the way we framed it, that in fact when we opened, we kind of started working together and we kind of merged our firms. That itself became our logo.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
so you just started with...
Yeah, so that presentation became the inspiration for the name. And since the whole aim and the idea was about collaborating initially and not merging the firms, but when you merge the firms, the automatic choice was Collaborative Architecture.
Brilliant.
That's what.
One of your really famous projects is inverted topography. How did you come up with that, and what was the thought process behind it?
So, well, the inspiration, what happens is normally whenever we design a project, we kind of look back on our earlier projects, and for us, we get inspirations from the things that we've designed earlier, and maybe just the daily life things around us, probably even sometimes from a puddle on the road in the rainy season. So for inverted topography, it was that we had in fact designed a temporary installation which was named as Topography. That was again, we were one of the Triple ID winners who were called to install in the then Inside Outside Mega Show.
Right.
And it was a very cool happening cafe kind of a space. So when the client, in fact this was our very first fine dine restaurant, and when the client called us to design the space, we in fact redesigned the entire space to reduce the capacity of the restaurant but at the same time make it multifunctional, because it
Right.
was supposed to function as a lounge plus as a restaurant and a fine dining one at that. And since it was in Kerala, in third tier city, which is Calicut, so in the afternoon time it functions like a typical Kerala restaurant.
Yeah.
So it had to have multifunctional
Yes.
purpose. It had to be a multifunctional space. So, you know, we took topography and inverted it on its head and put it on the ceiling, and that's the reason it was named as inverted topography. But yeah, of course, it was an all-white restaurant, and that was pretty scary in the beginning for the client. But yeah, they kind of got used to it. The week of the opening was pretty difficult. He was completely, thoroughly freaked. We had to literally fly down over there and convince him. He kind of went along with us and was very happy. So I think
Brilliant.
all that ends well,
Yeah.
you know.
And what, so you know, from designing this white project, which had so much white, to using colors, how do you use colors in interior spaces? Is it like as a highlight piece, or you use it boldly? What is your take?
So when we use any bold color in our space, it has to play a very significant role.
Right.
It cannot just be an insertion for the sake of being there. We have had a lot of colorful projects. In fact, so much so that our colorful projects with colors have been published in books which have come out on colors, international books which have come out on colors. There were a couple of projects which were for kids space. Of course, kids space cannot be without color, so that was there. Then corporate spaces, which they have their own, very significant corporate colors, so we make use of those. So colors, work as per that. Colors cannot just be there for the
sake of it,
quantity.
right? And you have used Taboo products, and they have
Absolutely.
about 555 color
Absolutely.
options to select from.
Right.
So, what do you think? How do you think? How important is it to use colors, and especially in veneers, into a project?
We are very, very particular in selection of the veneer, not just by seeing a sample. We
Right.
definitely go ahead and make sure that we see the sheets, we see the entire, set of the available sheets which are there for the project, because it has to match.
Right.
It cannot be, and one good thing what we found with Taboo itself was that we did not have to worry about that part of it.
Right.
It was so seamless.
So whatever you
we-
designed, everything.
we designed, and more so we had a very specific requirement in one of the projects where we used specifically Taboo veneer, is that we wanted to match the flooring to the veneer cladding around in that room, and this was a very, very important space. And they made it happen, and it was so seamless that we could just wrap it around
Right.
from the floor to the ceiling to the wall, and
Wow.
it matched perfectly well.
Wow. So I think customization also
It's-
is a great
it's great, yeah,
thing
yeah,
to
yeah,
have.
yeah.
And moving towards, like you've been a leading lady in the industry, how important is it to be inclusive and to have a diverse set of people working with you?
Very, very. I would say that is one of the most important thing, because there is a lot of thing that kind of what we say is each person that comes to the office from wherever, they rub off a lot of good vibes
Right.
with each other, whether it is culture, whether it is the way they work, whether it is the way they laugh, joke, because we do that a lot. The criteria in the offices, unless when they come for an interview,
Right.
and if they can't joke,
Yeah,
we
that's-
tell them
yeah.
you're not welcome to the office.
that
They're
is
supposed to
super
joke,
important.
they're supposed to act, they're supposed to do all kind of things.
Yes.
So that is in fact a very important selection criteria in the interview that we have
Wow.
with them. So what we do is, in fact, we on purpose take people from various backgrounds, various cultures. We in fact prefer to have one from each end of the country.
Right.
And many times we also have people from international, places. Sometimes we have had people coming from UK for the summer internships and things like
okay.
that, from the US, and it's been a great mix because we also get to learn a lot.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
So,
cross
yeah,
learning
yeah,
that
yeah.
happens.
So it's
And you guys also take part in a lot of architectural competitions,
Absolutely.
and you've won a few of them.
Yeah.
What is the whole concept behind being an old firm, an established firm? How important is it to have that culture of still participating in competitions?
I think it's very essential because for us from the beginning we used to, of course, when we were, since we just started, we used to participate in competitions even then, but of course we just could not crack it really.
Okay.
We tried a lot, but those trials, those repeated entries, those repeated works that we did kind of helped us to understand where we were going wrong, what we need to work on further, and that kind of helped us to hone our skills to get to this level where we now enter, and it goes to a very different level, and we can really create significant projects out of it. So of course it is very, very important, and again, the team spirit
It
is
kind of
something,
inculcates
it
that
really,
culture.
it really makes a lot of difference. Because the team comes together for something like that, because we have very tight schedules at that point of time, deadlines, and that makes a lot of difference to the team too.
Lovely. Lovely. I mean, it's amazing to inculcate that kind of team spirit. But there are days when you don't feel motivated, when you feel down. What keeps you going and what inspires you on such days?
All kinds of things. As I said, something that I've already spoken about is something. Sometimes inspiration is drawn from our earlier projects, but on a regular basis, probably, we, as I said, the atmosphere in the office is about having music, talking, joking.
Right.
Sometimes just we all sit together and watch a movie about some architecture project or something which kind of gives a lot of knowledge to everybody. So sometimes just a piece of music, maybe.
Right.
Yeah. So that, and when you said that those are the slow days, then we really amp up the volume in the office. Yeah. And we all have fun. We have coffee, we have fun, and probably that kind of
you just break the
chills us.
monotony
Yeah.
and then
Of course, and then probably the creative juices flow at that point of time.
Brilliant. So I think that brings me to the end of this segment, but I would like to wrap it up with one little advice or a message that you would like to give it to the audience.
Okay. I would not call it an advice. I would just say that whatever you do, be it in this profession or anything else, I just would say that be honest about it and have integrity in whatever you do.
Right.
I think that takes us a long way.
It goes a long way. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Lalita.
Thank you.
It was amazing having you.
Thank you
But
so
we
much.
do have a small other segment, which is a fun segment.
Okay.
It's my own version of rapid fire.
Oh, wow.
There's
Fun
only
is always
one-
welcome.
Yeah, there's only
I just
one.
hope the rapid fire is not too difficult to answer.
No, there's only one rule. I'm
Okay.
just going to ask you like a set of 5-6 questions,
right.
and you just have to quickly give me answers.
I hope it comes to my mind.
So, are you ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
My first question is, what matters most to your life, work or husband?
At work. At home, husband.
Oh, nice. What was the last new thing you tried?
Last new thing I tried, probably making a tiramisu, and I made a killer one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so wine or coffee?
Coffee.
Coffee first.
Anytime.
What's your most prized possession?
Yeah, I guess I can't stay without my phone, I guess. Nowadays everyone cannot
Yeah.
stay without that
Yeah.
because I work on that all the time, so I guess that's
Right.
what I would say.
Winners or marble?
Winners any day.
One life lesson you learned?
Life lesson I learned. I think I learn a life lesson every day. Every day teaches
Every
you
single-
something. Don't take anything for granted. I think COVID taught us all that.
Oh God,
right?
yeah,
All of
yeah,
us, I think all of us
absolutely.
learned that most important lesson, that
Absolutely.
nothing should be taken for granted, and live your life every day.
One city you want to live in right now?
I've always wanted to live in London, and I think that has always been a dream. And till such time, I really go there and probably start living there.
Awesome. So I have one last question. Where do you get your best work done? Home, office, or seaside?
Would love to do it on the seaside. That's one thing I do. If I'm really down and nothing can pick me up, then that's where I go.
Brilliant. So you did really well and all your answers were amazing. Thank you so much. And you get a tiny little hamper
Thank
from
you so
Taboo.
much. Oh wow.
So these are all Taboo products.
Okay,
and
lovely.
I hope you
Thank
love
you.
it.